We are now going to look at some of the same paragraphs we looked at in previous lectures, but this time without the proper development that we saw. Let's take a look at the first one about the Internet. The Internet has changed the shopping habits of consumers in two ways. First, the Internet has caused shoppers to engage in price comparison more thoroughly. In the past, shoppers had to travel from store to store or make phone calls to various merchants to inquire about prices, product availability, and store hours. This often resulted in a sense of frustration and a resignation to settle for a certain item, even if the customer had not checked that particular item in all stores. Well, we have the same principles being applied. We have the same topic sentence, that the Internet has changed the shopping habits of consumers in two ways. We have the transition word first to indicate the first way, and we have the same explanation given about how traditional shopping had been done. But look at this next sentence. I often drove to Circuit City on Saturdays to shop for stereo equipment, but felt I had to drive then to Best Buy to see if that store had a better price. This clearly does not belong in this paragraph. The writer's experience of going to Circuit City and going to Best Buy really don't add to the paragraph and really distract from the paragraph's point, that the Internet has changed the shopping habits of consumers. When writing a paragraph, write a strong topic sentence and go back to your topic sentence as you're writing the paragraph or after you're finished with the paragraph to make sure that your sentences really do support that topic sentence. In this case, this sentence does not support the topic sentence. It should be eliminated. Let's continue. With the emergence of the Internet, consumers can investigate the prices and products of a number of merchants with a few clicks of the mouse. This convenience has caused most consumers to become more discriminating and to comparison shop more thoroughly than they had in the past. Amazon.com was one of the first retailers online, but that company has met with stiff competition from eBay and BizRate.com. Well, it's not at all clear what this sentence has to do with the topic of the paragraph. This is a sentence that should be eliminated. What are we discussing here? We're discussing the issue of unity, the first principle that we mentioned in terms of effective paragraph writing. All sentences should relate to the topic. These two sentences, about how I used to drive to Circuit City and then to Best Buy, and about how Amazon.com has met with stiff competition from eBay and BizRate.com, have nothing to do with the topic sentence that the writer has developed. Continuing. Second, the Internet has resulted in a change in the times at which people shop, with more shopping taking place during the weekdays and more purchases being made late in the evening than had occurred before. In the past, when shopping at bricks and mortar stores, consumers tended to buy items on the weekends when they had the time to navigate around the various shopping malls and pick up their merchandise. My mother used to spend 4 or 5 hours shopping on Saturdays because the driving was so hectic where we lived. Well, this is an interesting sentence, and I'm sure it's true, but it has nothing to do with the topic of the paragraph. You will want to avoid straying off your topic, as this writer has occasion to do in this paragraph. However, the Internet has eliminated the need to drive from place to place. Now, consumers tend to purchase items on weekdays. In fact, instead of purchasing items during the traditional store hours, Internet shoppers tend to buy products late at night after children have gone to bed and the parent has time on the computer for uninterrupted browsing. Children can be very distracting when adults are browsing the Internet, and shopping is no time to be distracted. Well, this is probably very true, but it has nothing to do with the paragraph. This sentence should be eliminated. These days, most purchases are made after 9 p.m. on weekdays, not during the main shopping hours of the weekend. In conclusion, these two shifts in shopping habits illustrate the impact that the Internet has had on retail shopping. We can see 4 sentences in this paragraph that should be eliminated. The unity of the paragraph has been disrupted because these sentences have been inserted. Reread your paragraphs after you write them. Make sure that your sentences are unified with your topic. Taking a look at another paragraph, digital photography has cut into the market share of conventional photography studios very significantly for a number of reasons. We again have a fairly strong topic sentence here, and we have our transition expression. Taking pictures is cheaper with digital photography. Digital photography eliminates the need for film, saving the consumer money on the investment of film and saving the consumer money by eliminating the problem of wasted film on bad prints. When I used a conventional camera, my Minolta would often take bad pictures. This is clearly off the topic, a classic example of how a writer strayed away from his point that he originally made about digital photography. Try to avoid getting too narrative, getting too personal in an academic essay like this when writing sentences using first person like I. Continuing, a digital camera allows one to delete bad photos from the camera, so the photographer only needs to print the photos he or she deems acceptable. I even find that most of my shots are better with the digital camera because of the advanced technology. Well, this may be true, but it's off the topic. The fact that your shots are better with the digital camera is not the topic of the paragraph. The topic of the paragraph is that digital photography has cut into the market share of conventional photography. We have discovered two sentences that don't belong in this paragraph, that are actually distracting from the main. Furthermore, not only is taking pictures cheaper, but printing pictures is also cheaper. Developing film has gotten so expensive these days. Well, this may be true, but it really strays from the topic. With photo printers becoming a household item, even digital camera users who want prints of their photos are finding it less desirable to take their digital files to a developer to process into prints. With a moderate investment, one can take digital shots, connect the camera or computer to the printer, and produce 4 by 6 inch glossy photos in the convenience of one's own home. That convenience saves time on driving, too, because the photographer does not need to drive to the photo developing store. This is an interesting point, but it doesn't support the topic. This sentence does not belong. The paragraph is about how digital photography has cut into the market share of conventional photography, and this part of the paragraph is talking about how digital photography and the availability of photo printers allows one to print photos in one's own home. The fact that you don't need to drive to the store is not a case being made by this paragraph. Overall, digital photography has resulted in a less expensive way to take pictures and a more efficient and affordable way of producing prints. The traditional camera and developer shop may become an icon of the past in our society. So again, we have seen 4 sentences that really distract the reader from the point of the paragraph, don't support the points of the paragraph, and disrupt the unity of the paragraph. So again, maintain your unity when writing paragraphs. After writing a paragraph, read it over to make sure that the paragraph maintains one topic and that all sentences support that topic.